Hi, welcome to the Mad Max channel. So, just in case anyone has actually watched the Subnautica video, I was mentioning the fact that the main games rig / renderer PC / the wife's PC for rendering and all that kind of thing needed a major upgrade. So, the upgrade, just in case you haven't read in the back there, is, well, an overall complete change of motherboard, processor, RAM. So, starting off with the unboxing, we have a Ryzen 7 1700. Not an X, this processor being 3 GHz base and 3.7 GHz boost clock. 8 cores, 16 threads, 20 megabytes worth of total cache, I might as well point out. So, this thing comes with the LED lit cooler, the Wraith cooler. 65 watt TDP. So when you get this lovely box, which costs about 300 quid, well, up to about 300 quid, I might as well point out. You can get it on Amazon for about 230, 240, but it's not guaranteed to come with the cooler. And I might as well point out, the new AM4 coolers are not compatible, well, the AM3 coolers are not compatible with AM4. Depending on motherboard, I could have skipped and just had a slightly cheaper version that doesn't have the fan. But I have bought the fan version because I do have a water cooling system from the old one, being a Corsair ATI, which was second hand when I bought it, and now it's definitely going to be obsolete. How could it not be obsolete? It's ancient. I mean, I could probably use it a little longer, but I'd rather not risk it. At some point it's going to leak on me. No my luck. So, anyway, who cares about that? A little knife. Ooh, the seal tab. Ooh. Fencing included. Like this. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so what we have in this lovely box is another box. And then another box. In this box here, sorry about that, it says AMD on here. You happen to have a lovely little new sticker on here. And the main processor itself. We're not going to do too particularly much with that one. And then obviously in this box here, you happen to have the cooler. I find it nice that they actually put plastic stuff on it so you can actually see the cooler from the inside the box, but you know. So, held in place by a plastic thing like this here, and the bottom piece, a plastic thing like that here. So you can take that off. There is an additional cable. Yeah, there is an additional cable in it because this is LED lit. I would admit, it's actually a good amount of weight. It might look like it's got the Intel push pin system, but it hasn't. Basically what this does is it screws into the motherboard plate. You push it down and it's spring loaded. I would admit, quite a lot of force spring loaded. Wow, really? That much? Yeah, that's a lot of tension on it. You can unscrew the plastic shroud from the cooler, depending on orientation. There has been some people who have not been the biggest fan of the fact that when they build a computer, the cooler is that way. You can unscrew the plastic shroud and then correct orientation again if you want it right way around. Obviously, this configuration with these 4 bolts, you can't alter. It's the way it is. It is pre-applied thermal paste on the bottom. It is a copper plate on the bottom, but I have noticed in a other review of this video that there is a copper vapor chamber going through the middle of it. But that's that from the processor cooler. It's rated apparently for about 95 watts, which is good enough just for like the Ryzen 1700X or the 1800s. They're rated for about 95 watt TDP, those processors, for 95 watt processor cooler. But 1700X is only 65 watt TDP. So apparently it's a quiet cooler. I don't intend to overclock for a little while. There's no particular need. Even so, I do have a motherboard. That's awesome. In fact, it's just porn. There's no other way of putting it. It's just porn. So yes, I could get the processor out of the box, but I don't think anyone really needs me to do that. Maybe, maybe not. What else happens to be inside the black box? Well, nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Really? Really? Nothing? Is there not a warranty slip? Ah, it is. Right. So, inside the little cardboard box here is the processor. You can see all the millions and trillions of pins on the bottom. By the way, just to point out, if you've never dealt with a AMD processor or a Intel processor, there is two differences. The AMD processors have the pins on the processor. The Intel one have the pins on the motherboard. Now, you just need to be careful with the pins on here, which is not too tragic. If you do bend one, you can straighten it. The Intel motherboard pins, it means a new motherboard most of the time. Highly doubtful to be able to straighten it out. I prefer this here because if you do screw up, at least you can replace the processor. And like I say, one tiny little Ryzen sticker. Yes, it's nice when you get one of these. Alright, so we'll shove that in the box. But first, let's bring out the leaflet. Certificate of Authentication. Limited 3-year warranties. Basically, what they say is if you overclock it, you lose your warranty. That's one of the main reasons why I'm not intending to overclock it just now. Because, you know, my other motherboard and my old processor was the FX Bulldozer AMD 8350, which had a base clock of 4 GHz? Yeah, 4 GHz. And even so, this one here is a base clock of 3 GHz and boost of 3.7. The architecture upgrade behind this is just vastly more superior. In fact, where's the old motherboard? Right. Some people will say this is sacrilege what I'm doing here, and this is the old motherboard. So, in case you've never taken out a AMD processor, like I say, you have, even with the new one, you still have a little lever here. You lift it up like so, you grab the processor out, and before anyone asks, yes, I have anti-statically discharged myself on something that's earthed. You pull the processor out. Now, old FX bulldozers are like that. So you happen to have motherboard with the pins like that. So to put it back in, you look for the little, you won't be able to see it really, copper triangle. And then you pin it up to, on the motherboard there will be a corner with a little triangle on it. You line it up. If it goes smooth in like that, that's fine and fantastic. But if you have to use a force to squeeze it in, you're doing something wrong, or a pin is bent. But yes, this is the old motherboard. Now, I will mention, if you happen to have an old AM3 motherboard, keep in mind, keep the metal bracket, and there's a reason for that one. Some of the AM4 motherboards are dual cooler adaptable. Basically, like the motherboard which I've bought, you can use an AM3 cooler. But considering I'm not really trusting my old water cooler, I'm going to use the stock cooler, which sounds tragic, but the great thing about modern day stock coolers, especially something like that, is it looks nice, it's silent-ish, and it's not actually that bad of a performance, so you can use it. It's not like the old-fashioned stock AMD coolers where the fans themselves were epoxy and would sound like a little hairdryer. But yes, one of the big differences between a bulldozer and the new Ryzen processors is, well, whenever you get to see one of the motherboards with the new Ryzen processors, whether it's the 350 or 370 in my particular case, the old processors needed a North Bridge and a South Bridge chip. The reason for that one is that the old processors didn't have an integrated RAM controller, whereas the new ones, the RAM controller itself is inside the processor, which has given a couple of issues. Other main reason why I wanted to upgrade from this motherboard, besides the processor being slow, is power delivery. Even so, it's a gigabyte motherboard, it just couldn't overclock. There's nothing. There was no overclock feature behind it. I mean, new motherboard has 8+2 power phase, but I'll come more to that one in the next video. This one's got 5 phases for a processor with 125 TDP versus, you know, a Ryzen with 65 watt TDP. So as you can imagine, the old bulldozers weren't exactly power efficient, but anyway, that's besides that point. So yes, on that note, I hope you did like this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do tech reviews and unboxings. I do Android game reviews occasionally. Other games, PC games reviews, I did and still will do World of Tanks and World of Warships videos. So there's always something going on my channel. So if you don't mind watching a guy waffling junk with his funny weird accent, then don't forget to like and subscribe. So on that note, I shall say cheerio to next time, and don't forget, got another 2 videos, well 3 videos coming actually. Motherboard, RAM, and maybe a build, but we'll never know. So anyway, cheerio.